Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
In a New Orleans that never was and never will be, airships float high above the city while platoons of clockwork automatons patrol the streets below. In Storyville, pirates, streetwalkers, gamblers, and thieves prowl back alleys in search of their next mark. New Orleans by Gaslight, the premier anthology of locally written and locally produced steampunk poetry and fiction, all set in Victorian New Orleans. Buy it now, available in both paperback and Kindle versions at Amazon.com. New Orleans by Gaslight.
When you're in need of pain relief, come to Need It Relief Massage Therapy. Kat is an experienced licensed massage therapist. Check out her website and book your session online now at massagetherapykm.com. Need It Relief Massage Therapy for some much needed relief.
CypherCon, Lake Charles, Louisiana's premier pop culture convention, returns to the Lake Charles Civic Center April 7th through the 9th. There's so much to do. Come see Julian Glover from Game of Thrones or Sonny Strait from Dragon Ball Z. Gaming, panels, vendors, and artists alley, charity auction, fan party, cosplay contest, and a Friday night pub crawl. For more information, go to cyphercon.org. That's CYPHACON.org. CypherCon, April 7th through the 9th at the Lake Charles Civic Center.
Kasha's Bazaar, located at 5727 Jesson Highway across from Red, White, and Blue. Geeky collectibles and more. Find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Kasha's Bazaar. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Jesson Highway, the unflea market.
Resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is the Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. Broadcasting from the tubbyandcoos.com studios, here's David and Brian.
Good afternoon, New Orleans. This is the Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280, coming to you live from the tubbyandcoos.com studios. This is D Squared with
Brian Held.
Brian Held, how the hell are you, man?
Dude, I am fantastic. And you know what happened earlier this week, Dave?
No, what?
It was another geeky holiday on Tuesday.
Yay.
It was Pi Day.
Oh, well, that's an okay day.
You like Pi Day?
I'm okay with Pi Day, because it's not really a made-up holiday.
Well, I mean...
Because, it's 3/14.
Right.
Just like 4/20 is the potheads day. The nerds get to have a day too.
All right.
We can make up numbers.
All right, cool.
All right, as always, we strongly urge you to check out the website. And the website is twigradio.com. Like us on Facebook at The Weekend Geek Radio Show. And, man, I'm like way all off.
You are way
Follow
off.
us on Twitter at Twig Radio and the Instagram's The Weekend Geek. Now, Brian, how can people listen to this lovely show?
Well, once we're off the air, we're going to load this up on Spreaker.com, or you can download Spreaker for your smartphone or tablet. You can also find us on iTunes, YouTube, iHeartRadio app, and at FoxSportsAM1280.com.
That's right, Brian. So, all right, let's lay out the show real quick. As always, we'll open up with our boy Skungy and his pick of the week. Then we'll have, who's our guest, Brian?
Our guest is Bill Barber from Dragon's Fire Games, and he's going to be telling us about the products that he's got. He's got a few different games and some game accessories, so...
Is he going to give us stuff?
No, Dave. That's not
how
this works.
So we don't have a guest today. So then we're going to move on to top nerd news. And as always, we'll round out the show with a segment we like to call This Week in Geek History. So without much further ado, you know what, Brian?
What? Hey.
What?
Do we want to talk about our special guest host tonight?
No.
No?
No. All right. Skungy and his pick of the week.
Not what you would call a handsome man.
Skungy's Pick of the Week is brought to you by GameStop and ThinkGeek.com.
Skungy's Pick of the Week.
He might be an idiot savant.
Woohoo!
Skungy, what's shaking bacon?
What's going on, guys?
Not much, man. All right, so what the hell are we talking about today?
We're talking about Halo Wars 2.
Halo Wars 2?
Yes. It released a couple of weeks ago.
Nothing like fresh news.
What was that?
Nothing. Continue.
It was released a couple of weeks ago, and it is a sequel to the very, very popular Xbox 360 Halo Wars. It is a real-time strategy on a console, which is kind of an oxymoron because normally consoles don't do real-time strategies, and when they do, they tend to suck.
Okay.
But this one does well. I mean, this game is, the Halo Wars has been, the first one was considered to be the best real-time strategy on a console ever.
All right. Well, I mean, is this the one we've been seeing all the commercials for, where they're like, the human and the alien are like on planes and stuff fighting over the armrests? Is that what this is?
Basically, yes. That's the one you've been looking at. It's basically like you don't really need to play the first one to know what's going on in the second one or anything. They disappeared for 25 years, and now they wake up and they're at this ark, and this brute is taking over this ark. So you're trying to stop them. But it's, like I said, it's a real-time strategy, but it's different than most real-time strategies. Most real-time strategies, you make your base and you build whatever you want as long as you have the resources. Well, this one's a little different because you have a set base. You build a base, but then you only have certain amount of spots that you can build different, like either barracks or power supplies or whatever. So you're limited in what you can do, but it's cool because it makes you, thinking not just, I'm just going to put 17 different farms out or 17 different gold things out, and I'm unstoppable. No, you have to actually think and work through a problem to try to get, balanced resources and units.
Yeah, but if you got to think it through, you have, 4 whole seconds to think it through because it's real-time strategy?
Nah, it's not that bad, as long as you just keep a steady stream of soldiers to protect, and then, it's balanced. The game's balanced. It doesn't throw too much at you. It makes it where anybody can pick up and play. Now, if you play on the harder difficulties, you're going to get run over. But on the normal difficulties, it gives you a challenge, but nothing where it's like I'm going to break a controller so hard. Yeah. But they did add a new mode to this game called Blitz mode, and this is a really cool mode. Now, you can play it against people online, or you can play single player, or you can play co-op with this one. And instead of building a base and getting resources, as you play through the game, regular in the campaign and multiplayer, you get these cards, these Blitz cards. And you get a random hand of cards, and that will give you, like, oh, look, you've got a Scorpion tank, or you've got, like, special infantry. And you play these cards from your hand, and that gives you the units in this game, and it's kind of like a 10-minute timed mode, and that's really cool. It brings something fresh and new to the real-time strategy genre.
That's cool. Now, Skungy, I got to ask, is there a narrative to this game, or is it just combat?
No, there is, because it like I said, it does take place. The first Halo Wars was set well before the original Halo series, the shooter series started. This is now caught up with it because they were in like cryogenics for 25 years, and there is a story that if you like the Halo lore, which a lot of people do, some people don't. Some people are just like, I just want to play Master Chief and blow things up and shoot things in the face. But if you like the Halo universe and the narrative of it, you'll enjoy this story. It's a pretty cool little story.
That's cool. Apparently our special guest host likes to blow things up in the face, too.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Everyone loves that. All right, well, Skungy,
blowing things up in the face is always, it's very lethargic.
So, price and platform, yeah.
It is for PC and Xbox One. For the regular base game, it's $59.99, but there's the Ultimate Edition of the game for $79.99. What this will get you, it'll get you the Season Pass with all the extra DLC, but it also gets you a copy of Halo Wars 1 to play.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, at least you get something out of the deal.
No, it's a little extra.
All right, but it's not available for the PlayStation?
No, it is not, because Halo is owned by Xbox and Microsoft.
That means you can't play it, Brian. Except on your dirty PC.
Exactly.
But that's not. But there's no enjoyment there.
What are you talking about?
The only true enjoyment you get is playing games on a console.
No. Actually, we're going to talk about some enjoyment later in Top Nerd News. But hey, before Skungy goes,
I was about to dump him. What?
No, I wanted to introduce our guest host.
Oh, I was wondering. I don't know. You got a shadow in there.
Yeah. So on the air with us tonight, and it's her birthday as well. We have Miss Gabby Rains. Say hello.
Hi guys.
Oh, happy birthday, Gabby.
Thanks, Skungy.
So, yeah, she's hanging out with us today, watching the magic of radio. So
yes, the magic. That's it. All right, Skungy, guess what?
I'm fired.
Yeah, don't bring no more Halo to me. I'm tired of Halo. Just don't bring me no Halo, no Call of Duty. I'm done with it all.
All right, don't worry. Mass Effect next week.
Okay,
Fantastic.
we can do that. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Skungy.
Later, Skungy.
All right, guys.
All right, Brian. So when we get back, we're going to have our guest. And, yeah. Okay, we'll do that. All right, guys, stay tuned. This is The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280.
From the Taxman Financial Service Traffic Center.
You're traveling in Kenner on I-10 East. An accident was moved out of the roadway at Williams Boulevard. Delays are backed up to I-310. And we're also still seeing a backup westbound in Metairie from Causeway to Power. Traffic remains very slow coming toward the east bank of the Crescent City connection. Delays still near Stumpf Boulevard. And looking slow on I-610 eastbound from Paris Avenue to the High Rise. I'm Lisa Baque. Follow us on Twitter at TotalTrafficNO.
This report is brought to you by the T.J. Martell Foundation.
Hey everybody, I'm Eric Church, asking you to join me in the fight against leukemia, cancer, and AIDS through the T.J. Martell Foundation. Your support helps facilitate cutting-edge research that will lead to more effective treatments and save more lives. Visit tjmartell.org to learn about music's promise for a cure.
From the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center.
Not as cold tonight, but we will see some 40s north of the lake, 50s on the South Shore, and lots of sun and even warmer on Friday with a high of 73. From the Fox 8 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist David Bernard.
This report is brought to you by Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm is collecting donations to help local foster kids pay for extracurricular activities that provide them with a sense of identity and build a path to success. Bring your donation to a participating Mattress Firm or donate online at mattressfirmfosterkids.org.
Hi, I'm Bob Pittman, CEO of iHeartMedia. Here's something you probably didn't know. Broadcast radio reaches more people in America than television. That's right, AM/FM radio. Broadcast radio has never been bigger, reaching 93% of Americans every week. That's bigger than TV, Facebook, and Google, too. If you're a marketer who needs to reach new fans, visit iHeartMedia.com and go to the one place everyone is listening, AM/FM radio.
Don't you hate it when you're doing your taxes and your so-called free tax site charges you $70 before you file? $70 doesn't sound very free. Well, now there's Credit Karma Tax. Credit Karma Tax is really, truly, completely free. That means you never get charged for itemized deductions or federal filing. Yup, even state filing is free. You worked hard for your refund, and at Credit Karma Tax, we think you deserve to keep all of it. This year, file your taxes for free and get your full refund at creditkarma.com/tax. Free to start, free to finish. Credit Karma Tax.
Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, is now an audiobook read for you by Brian Held. It's a tale of a young girl from Tortuga who disguises herself as a boy and bluffs her way onto a pirate ship, chasing after her one true love, only to find adventure on the high seas. Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid is available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. Get your copy of Jezebel Johnston today.
You deserve the wedding dress of your dreams. Right now at David's Bridal, find gorgeous gowns for every style and budget, including select wedding dresses originally $300 to $600 for just $99, and select designer wedding dresses originally $700 to $1,600, now just $499, plus $20 off bridesmaid dresses. So be bold, be flirty, be sweet, but whatever you do, be your own bride, only at David's Bridal. Sale ends March 21st.
When you're in need of pain relief, come to Need It Relief Massage Therapy. Kat is an experienced licensed massage therapist. Check out her website and book your session online now at massagetherapykm.com. Need It Relief Massage Therapy for some much needed relief.
CypherCon, Lake Charles, Louisiana's premier pop culture convention, returns to the Lake Charles Civic Center April 7th through the 9th. Go to cyphercon.org. That's CYPHACON.org. CypherCon, April 7th through the 9th at the Civic Center.
Conscious Bazaar has an unconventional inventory for the discerning geek collector. comic book-related collectibles, vintage New Orleans items, militaria, and plenty for your mundane friends. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Jefferson Highway, the Unflea Market.
Tubby and Coos, Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton, just off Orleans and Carrollton. Books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. Find them on the web at tubbyandcoos.com and sign up for their geekly newsletter. Tubby and Coos, more than books.
Now back to The Week in Geek with local celebrity Brian.
Are you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder?
And that other guy, what's that other guy's name? David?
Too short for a stormtrooper.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
Here's David and Brian.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. This is Brian Held with...
the other guy.
What happened to D Squared?
I don't know. I murdered him.
Oh, jeez.
All right, Brian. So, hey, our guest is patiently waiting on the line.
He is. We have with us Mr. Bill Barber from Dragon's Fire Games to talk about some of the products that they're working on. Bill, you there?
Yes, we're right here.
Fantastic. So tell me about Dragon's Fire Games. What is it that you guys do?
So we build board games and card games across several genres, from education to fun and entertainment games. We have several products out there. We're also started to work on some new lines in accessories.
Okay. Now, we saw y'all at Pensacon here recently, and I know Dave probably would like this. Y'all have a game I saw that's of the Wild West theme, the Gunslinger and Gambler. Tell me about those two, how they work out.
So Gunslinger is a Wild West shootout. It's based on a spaghetti western. Games last between 30 seconds and 10 minutes, depending on the number of players and the experience. It's extremely fast-paced. And the entire point is to grab the biggest gun, blast your friend, and pray you make it to the other side.
And is that card-based?
It is card-based. Everyone actually plays at the same time, which is a unique mechanic within card games like that. So it is quite a unique game.
No, that sounds really cool. With that high action, is it like people get tripped up sometimes trying to throw their cards in the mix?
Yes, absolutely. And as you progress in the game grows with you. And if you play by the full rules, you actually have a few seconds to respond to different card play. So you have to really know your cards and be able to respond quickly. And it just depends on which cards are in your hand and your ability to manage your cards. No,
that's cool. So you guys made a standalone expansion called Gambler. That's part of this spaghetti western universe, right?
Yes, we did. And we're actually pulling a Kickstarter out on May 1st to fund the actual production of that game.
Oh, okay. So how is Gambler different from Gunslinger?
So Gunslinger is more about grabbing a couple of cards, creating a lethal combo, and throwing it out there. So it's very much, big punch combo. Gambler is more of a boxing brawl concept. You have to find a combo, link a bunch of stuff together, maybe grab some stuff around the room like chairs, knives, beer bottles, whatever you can find, and then create a combo to take out your opponent. It's just a little bit different way and a little bit different mechanic to play another twist on the same concept.
Now that sounds to me kind of like a deck builder. Is that sort of what it is?
It's not really a deck builder. It is a card draw and hand management style game. Everybody plays off the same deck. You can play up to 5 players on any one deck, and specifically what you wind up doing is actually trying to manage the cards that you receive to take out the other players by creating combos.
That's cool. All right, good deal. Now, I know, Dave, you're really going to like this next one.
Are you sure? I'm digging that for short attention span theater, a game can last 30 seconds. I'm all in. Yeah. I'm all in with that.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I'm sure you guys, for playtesting, that must have been a blast, right? Going through those games just one after another after another.
Yeah, it absolutely was. In fact, the first time that my co-producer and I pulled the product out of packaging, it was hilarious. We just threw down on a kitchen table and decided we're going to play this game. That very first game was the shortest game in known history. It was 23 seconds.
Damn.
Wow. That is cool. So this other game that really is going to tickle Dave's fancy is Zombie Overrun, and it's a tower defense type game. Tell me all about this, because I'm not sure I'm following that completely.
Okay, so Zombie Overrun is a very in-depth game. It's probably one of our more ambitious titles, and it's going to be going out on Kickstarter September 18th of this year, 2017. And the way it works is this is a twist on the classic zombie game. It's more of a Moreau-style game where in this game everyone actually dies. There's no choice. You're in a last-stand situation. There's no way out. Everyone in your party dies, and it's just kind of up to you guys to decide who dies last for bragging rights. Now, you do it with style. You play cards. You throw out your Molotov cocktails. You grab the best weapons you can find, and you use your character's different abilities to survive as long as you can. But at the end of the day, the zombies are going to be too powerful. There's going to be too many of them, and you will get overrun, hence the name.
See, that's what life is, a series of down endings. I'm good with this.
Yeah. No, but that's cool. I mean, it's just, seeing how long you can survive in the game, right? That's who the winner is, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the cool part about this game is we designed it from the ground up to be able to be played in several different ways. It's not stuck in any one way or method of play. There's a certain amount of random chance within the game, but not enough to make you not be able to strategize. In fact, the major part of the game to be able to strategize, whether you're playing one-player games, which is unique to board games. It's possible to play this game with only yourself, up to a four-player game. And there are already 7 planned expansions. Once we get off the ground with that game, we will be bringing out more and more content. The other thing that I'd like to tell you just real quick is the way we did the art for this game we thought was very intriguing. And we're still doing this, by the way, so anybody can get in on it. We're actually allowing fans, real people, to take photos of themselves as survivors or zombies, send us the photos, and then we approve them, and then cartoon them, and then put them into the game. There's
cool.
no artwork drawn. It's all people, real fans, real people.
Nice. That's awesome.
That's cool.
So, guys out there, we're talking with Bill Barber from Dragon's Fire Games, and he's telling us about some of the fantastic products that he has that they're offering. Now, one of the things that's interesting here is the Aegis Reliquary case. Now, of course, a reliquary is usually a box to hold things. What is your reliquary?
So Aegis Reliquary is quite a bit of fun from a design standpoint for us. Essentially, what it is a box to hold different things. But what we've done is we're going to customize it to different gaming needs. So it won't be just one style box or one style gamer. We're in the process of bringing out several new ideas. April 20th, we bring out our second launch. Our first launch, as you mentioned earlier, was successful. That came out over February this year. And we have several card-style boxes that either hold paints or different painting supplies, minis, different stuff like that, right up to full deck boxes that hold 8 decks of Magic cards or Pokemon cards or whatever cards you want. Inside of their sleeves, so you don't have to unsleeve them to put them in. And I mean, they'll hold Ultra Pro boxes. They're designed by gamers for gamers.
No, that sounds great.
Yeah. So the new one, the new Aegis Reliquary that's coming out, we're going to be bringing out and rounding out that end of things for card games and paints, and then we're also breaking into a skirmish box this time. And the skirmish box is for small war games or for miniature storage for like D&D or for, say, War Machine or any of these other Pathfinder games or whatever you're into. These boxes are made to fit these sorts of things, and that's going to be the focus on this one. And then the final one for this year, we're going to focus pretty much entirely on role-playing games like Pathfinder, D&D, Vampire the Masquerade, anything that holds large amounts of miniatures and maps and stuff like that. We are going to focus on that for our final Kickstarter this year, and that is, let's see here, July 24th.
Cool. Well, and it's so important to have gaming accessories that are versatile. I mean, like you're saying, there's so many game systems out there. There's so many pieces and parts. I mean, this makes it convenient for gamers, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to point out something. The reason we did this is because that's exactly what we had to do as gamers. We had to go look around for things that would fit our needs. But it turns out that everything that fits our needs is $300, and we got really tired of trying to buy something really nice for a price we can't pay. So what we decided to do is we started working with Cedar Valley Box Company to create these things, and rather than importing them from overseas and using really crazy woods and stuff like that, and the cost just gets astronomical. So we brought it down to a level that is manageable. We work with some specific materials. We even allow custom engraving onto the same box for the same price. You can bring us your image, have us use one of our images. I mean, it's really versatile. You need to check out the Kickstarter to really get a really good sense of what it is I'm saying, guys. I can't cover it in just a few minutes. It's a major undertaking, and we absolutely love doing it.
All right, so look, but before we let you go, we're getting ready to hit a commercial break here. Now, how do we get you these pictures to get on the cards? That's all I want to know. That's what I need to know.
How do they get the pictures for which game?
For the zombie game.
Oh, hey, just send them to Dragonspire Games on Facebook. Send them to BC Games Company, our publisher at bcgamescompany.com. However you want to get them to us. Dragonspire Games 01, DRAGONSFIRE Games 01 at Gmail. We'll get them.
All right.
Okay, cool. And the next Kickstarter starts on the 20th, right?
Yes, that is the Aegis Reliquary second Kickstarter.
Fantastic. And all the links you mentioned before, Dragonspire Games on Facebook, everything will have all the links to get out to that Kickstarter, right?
That's right. It's going to carry all of our links for all of the Kickstarters and everything you need.
Awesome. Well, Bill, thank you so much for taking the time with us today. And hang on for a second. Guys, when we get back, it's that little section we love to call Top Nerd News after these short commercial messages.
Do you spend your nights going to the bathroom instead of sleeping? Can't sit through a movie or have trouble going? If so, you might be suffering from an enlarged prostate. If you suffer from a weak stream, frequent urgency, discomfort during urination, or even a diminished sex drive, then listen to this. There's now a major breakthrough to help get these problems under control. It's Prosvent, a doctor-formulated blend of natural herbs and nutrients specifically designed to help promote the health of your prostate. It's so effective, relief is guaranteed within 30 days.
This is wonderful stuff, remarkable stuff. I wish someone had told me about it sooner.
To get a free bottle of Prosvent with your order, call 800-227-7003 or go to yourfreebottle.com and enter iHeart at checkout. Remember, call 800-227-7003 or go to yourfreebottle.com. That's 800-227-7003. Supplies are limited, so call 800-227-7003 now.
iHeartRadio does something no other app or website can do. Thousands of live radio stations you can take anywhere. Want to listen to that station in Denver, but you're in Philly? No problem. In Austin, but you miss Seattle? No problem. Plus, iHeartRadio lets you create your own custom artist stations.
James from Metallica here. It's iHeartRadio.
Just type in the artist you love, and iHeartRadio creates a station just for you. Free radio and unlimited music all in one app. iHeartRadio.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
In a new New Orleans that never was and never will be. Airships float high above the city while platoons of clockwork automatons patrol the streets below. In Storyville, pirates, streetwalkers, gamblers, and thieves prowl back alleys in search of their next mark. New Orleans by Gaslight, the premier anthology of locally written and locally produced steampunk poetry and fiction, all set in Victorian New Orleans. Buy it now, available in both paperback and Kindle versions at Amazon.com. New Orleans by Gaslight.
Kasha's Bazaar, located at 5727 Jesson Highway across from Red, White, and Blue. Geeky collectibles and more. Find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Kasha's Bazaar. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Jesson Highway, the Unflea Market.
CypherCon, Lake Charles, Louisiana's premier pop culture convention, returns to the Lake Charles Civic Center April 7th through the 9th. There's so much to do. Come see Julian Glover from Game of Thrones or Sonny Strait from Dragon Ball Z. Gaming, panels, vendors, an artist alley, charity auction, fan party, cosplay contest, and a Friday night pub crawl. For more information, go to cyphercon.org. That's CYPHACON.org. CypherCon, April 7th through the 9th at the Lake Charles Civic Center.
When you're in need of pain relief, come to Need It Relief Massage Therapy. Kat is an experienced licensed massage therapist. Check out her website and book your session online now at massagetherapykm.com. Need It Relief Massage Therapy for some much needed relief. Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, is now an audiobook read for you by Brian Held. It's a tale of a young girl from Tortuga who disguises herself as a boy and bluffs her way onto a pirate ship, chasing after her one true love, only to find adventure on the high seas. Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid is available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. Get your copy of Jezebel Johnston today.
Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby & Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
Now back to The Week in Geek.
Ooh, I'm so happy.
Broadcasting from the tubbyandcoos.com studios, here's David and Brian.
This is brilliant dialogue.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. This is Brian Held with
D Squared.
There he is.
Yeah, he's back. All right, Brian. So that was a pretty cool little interview there.
Yeah, definitely.
So I still, let's ask our guest host opinion, Miss Gabby Rain. She's as a cosplayer. Do you think would you like to be on a trading card game?
Okay, so honestly, cosplay or not, who would not want to be on a card in a game?
I don't know. There are people out there who are shy and bashful. I don't know any of those people, but I hear they exist.
Imagine that.
I know. So now what? Give us a couple of your cosplays that you've done. You've done Phoenix? No, what was that?
Yeah, I did Phoenix.
And then what was the other one? You did more than that.
Yeah,
Come on.
I've done a few. Right now I'm working on Spider-Gwen.
Oh,
in
that's
the
a good one.
makings, and I'm doing Huntress from Justice League right now. I'm working on them, but recently I just threw together a deer one. So
that was at Pensacon.
I was
There
a
you
deer at
go.
Pentagon. Yes.
All right, so well, we're gonna make not credit cards. We're gonna make gaming cards. We're gonna totally do that. All right, now Brian, what do we have to do? We got to do Top Nerd News.
Yes, sir, we do.
And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world. Brought to you by Kasha's Bazaar. Find them at 5727 Jefferson Highway. And now, our top nerd news stories.
All right, Brian, I'm kind of torn as to what is our top nerd news stories. I mean, we got virtual reality here, man.
Well, and maybe we want to save that kind of for the end, right? Or you want to punch it up at the top?
Well, I mean, technically we're supposed to lead with our best stuff.
All right. Well, our best stuff is inXile Entertainment has the Mage's Tale. They've released some information.
So this is the stuff we can finally talk about. Like they made a sign crap that they would come murder our firstborn children.
Right.
Or in my case, they killed both of my my kids.
Right, yes. The stuff that they said they would kill us if we spoke about it at all is the game that they finally have a little tidbits gotten out about it. They said we can start talking about it, and we're going to get more information soon, but it is a virtual reality game built for the Oculus Rift, and let me tell you what, I've done the Samsung Gear VR. Skungy had me run through some demos on the PlayStation VR.
Right.
The Oculus Rift is by far and above the best VR experience I've had thus far. It's incredible, and you've experienced it too, Dave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the things I really like it as a parent. I mean, they've got not just the games themselves, but they have like interactive stuff for children too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like next level crap right there, man.
Well, and that's some of the demo stuff that we looked at from Oculus themselves.
Right.
But
this game, I mean, what is it? Is it Mage's Tale?
It's Mage's Tale, yeah.
Right.
It's a dungeon crawl. It's the classic dungeon crawl like you've never done before.
What really weirded me out was like when you're on like these like I don't even know in the cave, but it was like just a tiny little sliver
like a little bridge.
Yeah, like a little bridge, and you're looking down, and you literally hear like the little drops of water, like. Bloom,
oh yeah,
and then you can hear the torches. They're right in your ear as you walk up closer. They get louder. I mean, it's literally like you're in a damn dungeon.
Oh, definitely.
And I mean, and then you get in fights, and that's even more awesome.
And I think one of the coolest things is you're using the touch controls. Which, look, you know me, I'm a PC gamer, and honestly, one of the things that I don't like about consoles is the controller.
You use your thumbs.
Well, it's just the controller.
That's what separates us from the animals, Brian. Thumbs.
It's small. It's compact. The keyboard and the mouse feel better for me. But with the Oculus Rift, you have essentially the controller split in half.
Yeah.
And it's much better molded for your hands and the way everything's balanced, and you're using that to cast spells and have defensive shields.
And that's the real cool part is like with the VR is that you don't have to like walk in place. You don't have to have a little trampoline style, what the hell you call
treadmill?
Like a treadmill, yeah.
Right.
But like the mechanic of kind of you point where you want to go and you just teleport yourself there. It's not disorienting at all. And I mean, you literally. I mean, it's like you're there, and then when you're doing the fight stuff, and it was really cool because you look at your hands, you pull up the spells. It's like I'm gonna use fire, I'm gonna use ice, and you're literally looking at it, grabbing it with your hands, and then hurling it at the little monsters.
And
I mean, it's like you're there, and so. This is the next level stuff, and we can finally talk about it.
Yeah.
When does it come out, though, to like get it?
I believe it's later this year. We're still waiting on additional information, but if you want to look at what's out there now, the Mage's Tale for Oculus Rift by inXile Entertainment, you can see the little tidbits. There's some screenshots on the net.
And these guys are local, too. That's the best part. They came here to create these games here in New Orleans.
And drink beer.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
but I mean, now look, I mean, we're going to be able to set up another little demo, extended demos. Can we like Facebook Live this stuff?
Maybe we'll have to see.
We'll have to ask.
Talk to them.
Yeah. Now that we're free and clear to talk about it, because we couldn't even talk about the controllers.
I know.
That was awesome.
It was. Are you going to start binging Iron Fist tomorrow, Dave?
No, I will not. I will be working for 18 hours straight tomorrow, so no.
Oh, wow.
But I'll watch it later. I don't know, it's already getting crap on the internet. I mean, it's been getting crap since it first got cast.
Yeah, and all that negative reviews based off of the first 6 episodes, which reviewers have seen, and I'm like, guys, can't we just wait till it comes out? And
can we get new reviewers? Because everybody who reviews this stuff, I mean, people who review movies in general just suck.
Right, and it's crazy too because of course they're talking about the whole whitewashing aspect, which is a whole nother set of complaints, and then the Asian actors or actress who was involved with it saying like he did a good job.
Right. I mean, it's always like, well, the source material, he was a white guy in the source material comic book, but then people are like, oh well, they whitewashed it back then because how dare they have an Asian role back in the 1940s? I mean, look, it's what we got, it's what we have now. I mean, if you want to change it, then you name it something else, and you don't make it a Marvel product because I mean, it started off that way.
I'm excited to check it out.
Well, once again, I got to compliment our Facebook people, facebook.com/The Week in Geek. We had some dissenting comments on there, and everybody was well-spoken, respectful.
Yeah.
And like it was the white savior trope. If they're not going to call it whitewashing, maybe you call it a white savior trope that only a white guy with martial arts can come save you.
Right.
I can see where that argument could be based in fact. But I mean, it's still it's a show.
Right.
The dude does kung fu and light comes out of his fist. Come on, just watch the damn show and enjoy it. It's not complicated.
I'm very thankful. We are very thankful for our Facebook community. It's a very good community.
Yes.
So
Facebook.com/TheWeekendGeek.
I'm angry, Dave.
You're angry?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Well, that's a new one. What the hell could you possibly be angry about?
Apparently, The Matrix is getting a reboot.
Say it ain't so, Brian. Say it ain't so.
And why? Why do we need this? We don't need this at all.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Reboots?
Are you kidding me? Playoffs?
All right, Brian.
What?
I am 100% on board with you.
Well, and
this one, I don't know why they got to reboot it. There's no particular reason to reboot it. The movie has bad juju because whoever's going to play the female lead, not opposite Neo, but opposite the computer, the people die. The lady died, and they had to rewrite the whole damn series. So I mean, the interesting side note, Brian, because they're looking to cast the African American lead, Black Panther. Your boy Bozeman, he is beyond an awesome actor.
Yes,
I mean, he is freaking phenomenal. But they actually approached Will Smith.
What?
To be Neo in The Matrix.
Interesting.
You know what he turned down? You know why he turned down The Matrix?
Why?
Wiggity Wild Wild West.
Come on.
Wiggity Wild Wild West.
They're doing a second one?
No, he turned
the original okay.
Neo. Yeah, no, they came to him instead of Keanu Reeves. They asked Will Smith to be the lead.
Look, there's a lot of hate for that movie.
No, you really thought they were going to make a Wild West too?
Yeah.
No. That would never happen.
Good.
They'll reboot Wild Wild West.
Right. Well,
I mean, they could reboot that one till they're blue in the face. I don't care.
Oh.
It can't get worse than Steampunk Tarantula.
Which, if you've never heard Kevin Smith talk about that, tell that story, it's epic.
All right, so Ben Affleck's out of rehab, in rehab. Which one is it?
Look, he's having a tough time. He reported that he did complete a stint in rehab, and look, bully to him.
Is that why him and Jennifer Garner are getting divorced?
So apparently that's been rescinded as well. I mean,
so they're not getting divorced.
They're sort of on the rocks about it, but they're still working together.
Well, you know what? They should stay on the rocks because that'll give him that angsty, darker feel when he makes Batman. So it'll come from a place of hatred, not love.
Yeah, well,
I'm not coming from a place of love, Brian.
Right, you never are. But the stint did not affect his time on Batman. He's still kind of moving forward with that. I mean, there just seems like a lot of stuff, going on in his life, and if he's kicking the habit, congrats to him. I think that's good.
All right, so Brian, now finally Logan. You went to go see the movie.
Yeah.
Talk about it, man.
I went with Gabby and my wife Dawn. We saw it last Sunday, and absolutely phenomenal.
Did you go in costume with like a wife beater on,
No.
and you like get claws and stuff, like butter knives taped to your wrists?
But I did make Gabby and Dawn sit on the Guardians of the Galaxy sofa display that they had with all the Guardians and take a picture.
Did you make them sit opposite or far away from you so their talking wouldn't disturb your movie going experience?
No. But look, it was a great movie. Hugh Jackman, Patrick Stewart, phenomenal performances, and they didn't punch up the whole superhero vibe. Nobody's in spandex, right? And for us, especially being from New Orleans, watching the movie, going, "Oh, look, it's Harrah's. Oh, look, it's that spot by the Causeway Underpass."
Hey, that's where the homeless people usually stay.
Right.
They kicked him out to make a movie. Right. So, all right. Well, let me ask you this: the timeline. Do they address the timeline again? Because X-Men has rebooted the Logan timeline and the Wolverine timeline. What the hell? Because the Days of Future Past. I mean, are they even connected?
It's 2029, so it's like 3 years after the events of the previous movie.
Okay.
And it is connected. And apparently, I was talking with somebody the other day that said some of the events in the earlier X-Men series were invalidated based on the events of Days of Future Past.
Yes, they were. I mean, they basically instead of rebooting the whole franchise and recasting stuff, they rebooted it in the movie.
Right.
So I'm just wondering if they're sticking to that timeline, or did Sony, as usual, crap the bed and just make up random stuff to make Hugh Jackman, have less clothes on.
No, I think that it appears that they're ending stuff, and it looks poised to bring in a whole new set of
But yeah,
actors.
he's retiring, so like
Yeah.
this was his last hurrah.
Right.
So all right, now, did they have a post-credit scene?
They did not.
Oh man, see, well, boo.
It's not a Marvel. It's not an MCU movie.
Well, I don't care. They do post-credit stuff all the time. Because they did the they do it. God dang it, Brian.
No, not consistently.
X-Men, yeah, they do it. They did it for Days of Future Past.
Nope, no post-credit scene.
Well, yet another reason to not go see Logan.
Yeah.
All right, guys, stay tuned. You're listening to the Week in Geek, the super excited edition by Brian Held. And we're going to wrap it up with This Week in Geek History, so stay tuned.
This report is brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Westbound on I-10 in Metairie is still seeing some slowdowns between Clearview and Power. Also, heavy traffic remains near Terry Parkway coming to the east bank of the Crescent City connection. And still slow at the high rise on 610 East starting at Paris Avenue. Traffic is also building on I-10 eastbound between Michoud and Bayou Sauvage, heading toward the Twin Span. I'm Lisa Baquet. If you see traffic problems, call 504-620-1000.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Don't you hate it when you're doing your taxes and your so-called free tax site charges you $70 before you file? $70 doesn't sound very free. Well, now there's Credit Karma Tax. Credit Karma Tax is really, truly, completely free. That means you never get charged for itemized deductions or federal filing. Yup, even state filing is free. You worked hard for your refund, and at Credit Karma Tax, we think you deserve to keep all of it. This year, file your taxes for free and get your full refund at creditkarma.com/tax. Free to start, free to finish. Credit Karma Tax.
If you have questions about youth or high school sports, Positive Coaching Alliance has answers. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, offers more than 1,000 free online resources to inform and inspire youth and high school coaches, parents, student athletes, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Friends, is your morning tea just not your cup of tea? Then try the tea blends of Viridian Tea Company. At Viridian Tea Company, they sell blends guaranteed to make you think outside the box. With such blends as My Enemy's Tears, Goth Librarian, Cyberpunk, and many more, your tea experience will be out of this world. Look for the blends at Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop, located at 631 North Carrollton, or on Etsy at Viridian Tea Company. Try Viridian Tea Company today. Your taste buds will thank you.
In a New Orleans that never was and never will be, airships float high above the city while platoons of clockwork automatons patrol the streets below. In Storyville, pirates, streetwalkers, gamblers, and thieves prowl back alleys in search of their next mark. New Orleans by Gaslight, the premier anthology of locally written and locally produced steampunk poetry and fiction, all set in Victorian New Orleans. Buy it now, available in both paperback and Kindle versions at Amazon.com. New Orleans by Gaslight.
Kasha's Bazaar, located at 5727 Jesson Highway across from Red, White, and Blue. Geeky collectibles and more. Find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Kasha's Bazaar. Kasha's Bazaar, 5727 Jesson Highway, the Unflea Market.
CypherCon, Lake Charles, Louisiana's premier pop culture convention, returns to the Lake Charles Civic Center April 7th through the 9th. Celebrity guests include Julian Glover from Game of Thrones, Sonny Strait from Dragon Ball Z, and so many more. Concerts, gaming, panels, vendors, an artist alley, charity auction, fan party, cosplay contest, and a Friday night pub crawl. For more information, go to CypherCon.org. CypherCon, April 7th through the 9th at the Lake Charles Civic Center.
Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid by Nancy Hansen, is now an audiobook read for you by Brian Held. It's a tale of a young girl from Tortuga who disguises herself as a boy and bluffs her way onto a pirate ship, chasing after her one true love, only to find adventure on the high seas. Jezebel Johnston, Devil's Handmaid is available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. Get your copy of Jezebel Johnston today.
Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby & Coo's is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby & Coo's Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby and Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
When you're in need of pain relief, come to Need It Relief Massage Therapy. Kat is an experienced licensed massage therapist. Check out her website and book your session online now at massagetherapykm.com. Need It Relief Massage Therapy for some much needed relief.
This is the Week in Geek.
Hail to the king, baby.
On Fox Sports 1280.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Broadcasting from the tubbyandcoos.com studios, here's David and Brian.
Well, that's just what we call pillow talk, baby.
Welcome back, New Orleans. You're listening to The Week in Geek on Fox Sports 1280. This is Brian Held with
D-Squared.
All right, man.
Yeah, man.
Coming into the final stretch.
Yes. It's the final countdown.
So go Google Final Countdown Kazoo Kalele in YouTube and watch the video. It's fantastic.
Don't do that. for the love of your mental health, do not go look at that video.
Love it. All right. You ready for some This Week Geek history, sir?
I'm always ready for that. This Week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future.
Yes! Oh my God!
This week. All right, Brian. All right, so what's leading us off today?
All right, first things first is March 13th, 1927. Sees the release in the United States as directed by Fritz Lang. It's Metropolis. Do you remember this movie?
I do.
Yeah. C-3PO was based off of that robot.
Yeah, that was a very sexy robot.
It
was.
Well,
It was streamlined and sleek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen bits and pieces of it over the years. I haven't really sit down and watched the whole thing. But
you don't have to.
Yeah.
You really don't.
Yeah, well. All right, next item on the list, March 14th, 1968. Is the final episode of Batman starring Adam West and Burton Ward on the ABC television network. Yes.
That was, So I went to go see Batman Lego with the kids last week.
Yeah.
And during the they might have even been in the trailer, but when they were talking about Alfred's talking to Batman, he's like, "Sir, I've seen you go through these episodes in the past. There was that episode in 88, 89." And they're showing all these old Batman movies, like the bat nipples and all that stuff.
Right.
And then finally that weird phase you went through in the 70s, and they just showed Adam West prancing along.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
It is good stuff. All right, this one's kind of interesting. Is March 15th, 1985. Symbolics.com was registered on this date. It makes it the very first domain registered on the internet.
What?
Yes. So
what does that mean?
So it's the first web address. It's the first, twigradio.com,
right.
like that address. The very first one is this symbolics.com all the way back in 85.
So did they know somebody? How did they do that?
Well, it's, they were first in line.
They were friends with a friend of the guy Al Gore, who created the internet? What? I mean, I must know.
I know. I don't. There's no details about that, but it was a computer company at the time.
They're probably the guys who invented the internet, huh?
Well, with the help of Al Gore.
Oh, with the help of Al Gore.
But
clearly.
It's a group of investors eventually bought the domain out, and it just still sits online. You can go look at stats on it and stuff like that. But that's the first one. That's kind of interesting. All right, next item on the list is March 16th, 1999. Coincidentally, Gabby Rain's birthday. EverQuest, a 3D fantasy-themed multiplayer online role-playing game, is released. And didn't you play EQ?
I played EverQuest till to the dismay of many ex-girlfriends.
Yes.
Well, actually, just one. Actually, she and I would pass like ships in the night. She worked nights, I worked days. So, at night, I would play EQ. She'd come home after closing up the bar and be like, "Okay, your turn." I'd go sleep, and then she'd play.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were just hot bunking it, right?
Pretty much, yeah. So after a good, 3 months of that, never, talking to each other, we're like, hey, we should totally break it up and just go get our own computers and we can play EQ online and we'll just talk online now.
It's kind of a reverse online relationship, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, we were actually we met in real life and maintained our love affair via the internet.
All right.
What's next?
Next item is March 17th in the year 461.
In the year, okay.
The Christian missionary Patrick, a bishop and apostle of Ireland, dies in Saul, Downpatrick, Ireland. And though he was never officially canonized, legend has it he was responsible for driving all the snakes out of Ireland. And, of course, that's where we get St. Patrick's Day.
So when did he get drunk?
Well, the first.
When did he invent green beer?
Well, that was invented in 1756 at the Crown and Thistle Tavern in New York City, and the very first parade was in 1762.
So how does the Blarney Stone work in all this?
It doesn't. No,
Okay. It's just some Irish thing.
That's an Irish deal. You got to get under the parapet of the castle and kiss the bottom of it.
Yeah, I heard you should never do that because the locals actually go, make messes on it.
Well, probably.
So that tourists go get, their mouths dirty.
Well,
stupid tourists.
Do you want to be blessed with luck and the gift of gab?
Of course not. Of course not.
All right. Last item on my list.
Oh, the gift of heavy. All right, what's next? Good Lord.
Is March 18th, 1974. Atari introduces Grand Track 10. It's the first arcade game to use read-only memory, that's ROM chips, to store sprites for each little car and game timer.
Store sprites?
Yeah, a little. But it was just a leap in technology for video games at the time.
Still must fight for Nerdlandia, Brian.
Oh, and
have you forgotten the great quest of Nerdlandia?
No.
You were supposed to make me a flag. I need a flag.
I'm working on it. I got to get the sewing machine out. So, ready for some birthdays?
No, but okay.
On the 13th, William H. Macy.
I know him. Yeah,
he was. I was looking.
He's been in a buttload of movies.
He was the shoveler in Mystery Men.
Yes, he was. And his wife is smoking hot.
Yep. 14th, Billy Crystal.
Hey.
15th, Dee Snider.
Oh, from Twisted Sister.
Yes. Yeah. On the 16th, Alan Tudyk.
Hey, all right,
I know. On the 17th, science fiction author and cyberpunk pioneer William Gibson.
All right. So, Brian, now what do we got next week?
Next week, we have Sean Patrick Fannin. Took some time at CoastCon to talk to us. He's going to tell us about Savage Worlds.
Good deal. All right. As always, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and tell all your friends and especially your enemies. Till next time, keep your nerd flag raised high.
GFL.